Essential. 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 Essential.
There's too much space here.
What do you mean? What? Oh, nothing I can do, man. It's a cinema. I like your atlas.
It's just all this empty space.
Yeah, well, I tried to zoom in and then, Jackson will just do close-ups, right? So close in on the empty space. Yeah, Jackson. Yeah, and everything. No headroom, but no stomach room either. All right.
Oh, that's why.
You want to take the armrest up and give yourself a little bit of space.
Shut up.
Essential. Essential. Essential.
All right. Anyway, so where are we? So we're now in like our No, this is the final episode actually of Essential and everything for season 3.
Is it season 3?
Yeah, man. Believe it or not, we've had 3 seasons of Essential.
Right, okay.
And like hopefully our 3 members in the audience have enjoyed it well and everything as much as I have.
It's good to have a season per audience member. So like,
I'm just glad I'm one of the audience members.
But see, you know what? That's what happens. If you watch Essential, then maybe you too could be a part of this show in season 4 when we come back in the fall.
We're one of the few podcasts that just bring all our sort of like followers all on one.
Some people got to do it. All right, cool. All right, so here we are in our final episode, and on the one hand is that, as I was saying, is Jamie, as you know, will probably come wandering in when we're all looking that way, because he said he was late. And
he did say he was going to be a little bit late.
An hour ago.
Yeah.
Exactly.
His definition of little is quite wide.
Yeah, that's my definition. Anyways, So what I was thinking about is that because we kind of covered, the year end of DC on television, and we talked enough about Marvel, we should move into what's coming next. But before we do, because now that the Brits have finally caught up with the Americans, Brooks Banks wanted to give us his kind of view on the Flash finale.
No, I mean...
you want to talk about it.
We said last week, you talked about it last week, and I'd obviously already read the spoilers, and so I already knew everything that was going on.
Which is much better to watch it.
Yeah, but nothing could compare me for the emotional upheaval of the Barry with his mum thing. That bit nearly had... I mean, don't get me wrong, the wedding bit was a little bit...
Hated the wedding.
Yeah, why throw that in? It made absolutely no sense.
It wasn't the red wedding. It wasn't the white wedding. No, it was the black wedding.
And it's so all of a sudden, these 2 people who are getting married, so the only 6 people they invite are the people they only met a year ago.
They got no family.
All their family's gone.
And it's still kind of windy, so even though the particle accelerator didn't go, wasn't it kind of windy? It was it felt like the end of the world.
And technically, Ronnie's still on the run from the government, so they can't even.
Oh right, yeah.
And he's dead.
Family members are notorious for handing in their
exactly, especially in Central City.
Yeah,
exactly. But they could have invited people from Starling. But anyway, go. But let's move past the wedding.
That bit was a little bit bad, but I loved the whole reverse Flash Flash fight scene at the end. I thought I don't mind that being fast and only seeing a little bit. I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan, so I'm used to just flashes and then just seeing somebody reacting to it.
Yeah,
I just kept getting flashbacks of DC versus Mortal Kombat. Whenever the Flash punches someone, it just happens in slow motion.
Well, you talking about when he came back from the past or Back to the Future?
No, that way he came out of it was awesome.
That was powerful.
What have you done? That was brilliant, and it was really good.
So what do you think?
It's going to go? So he obviously goes into the black hole, saving Central City.
He goes into the multiverse.
Yeah, goes into the multiverse. But in that trailer for the League of Legends, the Flash is there with Arrow, so he's going to be back.
Well, actually, what they said was, is that the trailer that they made for Legends of Tomorrow, it was made before the finale.
Right.
So, which is why Oliver was in his Green Arrow outfit. So it actually is null and void. It's kind of like the Fight Club thing that they had on YouTube. So forget about the trailer. They'll repeat that scene, but it'll be afterwards now.
Right, okay.
So they only did that because they wanted to have some kind of thing for the finale and before Comic-Con. So hopefully at Comic-Con we'll get a whole new trailer.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. So overall, Flash finale, brilliant. Gotham finale, amazing. Completely made up for the really bad episodes that I'd gone
So
through.
do you think Lucius is a part of the Court of Owls?
No.
I
I think Lucius has been working with Bruce's dad.
Who also was in the Court of Owls.
He's not in the Court of Owls.
I bet you he was.
I bet you he's
His
not.
grandfather was, wasn't he? Alan Wake.
Well, yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that makes him a legacy, and he probably refused to work with them.
I think it would go against all of Batman's characters.
No, I think he refused probably to work with them. He had a moral code, and that's why they had to kill him. But I think he probably initially followed the legend or his legacy of being in the Court of Owls. What I'm trying to say is, what it looks like to me, because have you seen the Batman and Robin DVD?
Yeah, I mean, I've read Court of Owls. So
No, the new one.
The new Batman and Robin.
New Batman and Robin animated feature.
No, I've not seen it yet. But
Well, it's all about the Court of Owls, yeah. And
I read all the Court of Owls stuff.
It's different.
It's different. But what I'm trying to say is that I think that that's where they're going in with season 2.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, I don't know if you agree, but if you think about it, is that we gotta still see young Bruce Wayne doing something next season. So now that they've introduced the Batcave, that's what he's going down into. Now that they introduced Lucius as who are you, right? I think they're going to bring about the Court of Owls.
I think you're right. I think they might bring in Court of Owls or something that is similar to the Court of Owls.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think you're going to see any talents. But
I think that I don't think that they're gonna pussy out on it. I think they'll actually go for the Court of Owls.
I think
not the reanimated zombie Court of Owls though.
I don't think so, but they'll definitely have the guys in masks and the secret society.
I'll be interested. I think that just part of I think it's going to be a shadowy organisation. It's never going to be outrightly called the Court of Owls. I think it's going to be. I don't think they're going to go that line because you're talking about a 12-year-old kid discovering this kind of thing.
Well, that's the whole point about what I said about Batman and Robin is that Damian was he was at his 10, 11-year-old stage.
You cannot compare Damian Wayne at 12 years old to Bruce Wayne at 12 years old.
He's 14.
That is like
he's 14.
I'm not trying to compare.
14.
I'm just trying to say is that all the stuff that they did on Gotham, which was amazing. Him and Catwoman and their adventures were really good. Yeah. And I think that they're going to just kind of retrograde because they liken David Mamoose. I think they're going to retrograde and make Bruce Wayne doing some more adventurous detective type of stuff.
And I would be all up for all that.
Yeah,
but I don't think having the talents kind of coming down and fighting.
You gotta have some bad guys.
But a shadowy organisation that's controlling Bruce Wayne. Wayne Industries is definitely Court of Owls, but without having to do the physicality. Because if you bring in talent and Bruce Wayne investigates in the Court of Owls, you're going to have the talents stopping this investigation trail at some point.
Okay, what about Copperhead?
Yeah, fair enough.
No. You remember Copperhead, right? The girl, Copperhead, and the 2 guys. I'm telling you, that's Court of Owls stuff because they were brought in by the Wayne Foundation.
I'm not arguing about the Court of Owls existence.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
He just doesn't think that talents.
I just don't think the talents are going to be matched.
I reckon that the talent will make an appearance, but because there's nobody for him to fight, he'll just appear in the shadows as a threatening gesture and then just disappear.
I think the way that it would work really well is if Bruce Wayne is investigating the shadowy organisation, realises that he's completely out of his area of expertise throughout this series, and this is the season-long storyline for Bruce Wayne. And then he eventually gets to a point where he realises he's out of his league, so he then goes, I need to do something else. I need to progress in a different way. I can't just think about it. I've got to become something else than where and that starts his journey. And then what would be really good at the end is kind of like the shadowy organisation, just a big long table, everyone in Shadow's going. So what are we going to do about Bruce Wayne?
Let's
We
put on
can't-
the owls.
No, we can't. We can't do anything now. But he's not our concern. Something would have happened for him to left the investigation and assumes that, and then you see a Talon mask somewhere. I think that would be better rather than just throwing in kind of
Good story generating. But all right, let's go back. I mean, so.
Oh yeah, just quickly going on to Gotham finale.
Oh no, I'm not finished with Gotham.
Sorry.
But go ahead.
I loved the closing for Penguin's arc was absolutely amazing. That fight on the rooftop between him and Fish. You can draw your own things.
Well, you know, Penguin survives and she doesn't. Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you say that at the end. He's like, I'm king of the world, but not quite Leonardo DiCaprio.
Kind of crazy. What about the Riddler?
That was creepy, and I loved the whole. I mean, I got a bit thrilled when he left that note.
And it spelled out Nick Miller, right? Yeah.
And it's immediately kind of like goes, why would you do it?
Well, no.
It shows off his ego.
Yeah,
He's compulsive.
But
that brings out his flaws.
And that's him. But what's great is that they had her find out.
Yeah.
She wasn't the stupid, woman scenario character. So who is she going to become is the question. Who is Kringle going to become in season 2? Because is she going to support him or something else? You know what I mean? Because she's not stupid as they played her out to be.
I think that his arc is going to be really interesting to see.
I can see where you're going with this. If Riddler manages to Harley Quinn her, she would become an interesting character, as opposed to just doing the logical thing of him killing her and him becoming more bad.
You know what? You're a genius. I didn't think about that, but that would be fantastic because they can't do the Joker and they can't do Harley Quinn. So why couldn't they just give the
Why
Riddler?
not do the Joker?
Well, because legalities, because of the Batman movies and all of that kind of stuff. They can't do Superman and Joker on television.
But they have. There was that character.
I know. In the Arrow, they had the Harley Quinn in the Arrow.
That guy was really creepy. In that circus, the circus one. I think that guy was really creepy.
One thing I have to tell people, right? Don't follow. What was it? The girl that plays Catwoman or Gotham on Facebook because spoilers before the episode even comes out. So I was like, I could have watched the episode and then found out he was Joker, but no, the Gotham page said Joker's coming in the next episode tomorrow.
Yeah, but no. But wait, man. See, this is part of going back in time for us, right? So, James, you brought up that first time about the different Jokers. And they actually pulled that off. How do you think they pulled that off, in your opinion?
But I think it's...
Remind us what you said.
I can't remember what I said.
Okay,
I can't really remember what I did last week. But I think... one of the things I like about the Joker and the way that the DC comics are kind of portrayed him is that you never really feel completely confident about that being the Joker's origin.
Yeah.
And it was the same in The Dark Knight, in the film The Dark Knight. All the time his story changed about how he got his scars. And it's purely the chaos agent within the Joker. You never quite... you have Alan Moore's version of where he came from, and then you have different variations throughout. And I like that. Never really knowing where he comes from just adds to how insane he actually is. And I think the fact that they've not kind of gone, this is definitely the Joker, but strongly hinted at certain people being the Joker.
Yeah, and that's what I want to say. I think they did fantastic with that, where they gave us all these red herring Jokers. But looking at that, the clown kid from the circus, fantastic for him to be the Joker. But the kid who finds the Red Hood, who finds the Red Hood at the end of the Red Hood episode,
and the stand-up comedian at the Penguins bar.
Well, yeah, but see, that was the first one, and everybody said, comedian Joker, that's him. But he's also too old. So I like the fact that.
Well, how do you know? This is the beauty thing about the Joker.
How do we know how old Joker is?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, and if you're going to go by age thing, look at Edward Nygma. I mean, for the Riddler to be kind of going up against, it might be a poltergeist.
No, that's them moving stuff upstairs.
But if they're going, he's going to be like Clue Master age. What was Alfred's evil in Forever Evil? Who was Alfred's alter ego?
The Outsider.
Yeah, the Outsider. It'd be like Outsider kind of level.
Well, no, okay, all right. But what I'm just trying to say is, I think the kid who picks up the Red Hood in the end more than likely is a good potential Joker because of the fact that when we first see the adult Joker, we see the Red Hood gang again. So with that in mind, because we didn't see his identity, he could be anybody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But anyway, so finishing out on the Gotham is that like there was some really good characters. They had Dollmaker, they had the Ogre.
What's it? There was the Ogre thing.
The Ogre's from the comics.
Yeah, he's from the comics, but I mean, he wasn't exactly the most.
No, he wasn't exactly the most creative character. But what I was going to say was, what did you think about Barbara Keene and her journey arc?
Boring.
They finally made her interesting in the last episode. No, I was thinking like throughout the season, does she ever leave her room? Because every time we saw her, she's always in her bedroom.
Well,
finally,
yeah.
they got her out of the room.
They were doing a Gotham Girl scenario with her, right? Where she had like Catwoman and Poison Ivy as roommates.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of like crazy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It seemed like one of those kind of like specials that DC publishes. the girls of Gordon.
We're all hanging out. Yeah, I know, right? But I mean, what I was gonna say is that I mean, they changed her character in midstream. So I mean, she was supposed to be one way, now she's another way. So where do you think they're going to take her? I mean, so now that they have improved her, do you think that they're going to lead her down some road of somebody
what could
like
be
a
really
Harlequin
interesting thing to do is obviously Jim Gordon's son. Yeah, James is batshit crazy. Yeah. And it might make an interesting thing. She's not crazy enough to do something like kidnap his deposits and then. And then get herself pregnant. Liberate. And so like take her away and impregnate herself and kind of like come down and kind of like batshit crazy and go, I've got your baby, Jim. I've got and him kind of like
hereditary.
And so, like, remember we had sex 7 months ago.
Yeah, and then maybe bring a son into it and maybe bring,
I don't know. I mean, it's too long in the tooth for that. That would have to be a season 3 kind of scenario. And I don't think she's going to last that long.
I think they should leave her for season 2 and have her coming back in season 3 as kind of like that would be a good little.
Hey, look, I've got a channel.
Yeah,
it's yours.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's true. That's true. They could do something like that.
Because they're going to run out. The thing I worry about Gotham is that I think they're going to run out of decent storylines that still have like that Batman feel to it, but without it going to Law and Order.
I hear you, but I think now that he's found the Batcave, I think he knows that there's a secret of Cabal. He found a Batcave. There'll probably be some notes down there of the organization of why his father decided to turn his back on him. So I think that they might go detective next season. I think they might have him doing more investigating.
I think as well, because like this season we see him being a normal kid, and we slowly see how the depths of how serious he gets, obsessively he gets, and then you see him getting his moral values after seeing Catwoman doing what she did and being really stern about it. And then he's starting to be a detective.
He's starting to get.
And now that he's in the Batcave, you can see the other elements of it, how it forms him as a character, and they'll just build on that. So, they've got the detectiveness already. I'm just wondering, next season, will it be more of the maskedness of it?
No, it would be really interesting. Check this one out. What if he became a sidekick to Gordon? What if he became Gordon's Robin?
But, no.
Wait a minute, man. That's cool, right? Because why would Batman have a 13-year-old kid hanging out with him, solving crimes and doing all this, if he himself did not do it?
But, honestly, could you imagine Gordon, which is, in Gotham City, he is the most straight cop and rule-following cop.
So even
before Gotham City.
even to a point where, when he had Riddler and that other guy, not Riddler, the Penguin and the other guy in custody, instead of leaving them to death, he took them because that was by the rules. You're going to tell me that police officer is suddenly going to have a 13-year-old kid following around?
So did Batman. My point is that Jim Gordon's character, who we love, right, is Bruce Wayne's ideal of who Batman should be. Because he's so straight, because he's so strong. But he can be convinced. He's let Catwoman help him out. Yeah. I mean, Catgirl, whatever she is.
He's within the legal structure that he could. But Bruce, even in the comics, when Robin first came into it, Jim Gordon had a problem with it. And when either the first one, when Jason Todd died, and then he brought in Tim Drake, Gordon even said to him, "Are you absolutely sure this is a really good idea? You've not got the best history of leading these kids."
Yeah, but I mean, what do you think, though? I'm just saying it might be an interesting twist for season 2 if he's going to become a detective. That he's always showing up in places. He's telling Gordon what to do. Maybe just giving him leads and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see him like appearing and giving.
I don't mean running around in his underwear.
Not as in like hanging out with him like a WhatsApp.
No, I didn't mean doing any of that. Come on, I didn't say that.
But see, from a distance, Gordon wouldn't have to think that Bruce is actually in the danger himself. He's like giving him information through Bruce's own resources. So because he doesn't know what's going on, so Gordon would be like in the dark about exactly how far Bruce is going, which is what I think Chase means by being a sidekick.
That's what I meant.
When you say Batman's Robin, you've got to really be careful about what you say.
Because it sounds cool, though.
But it isn't Batman's Robin. It's like, if anything, I don't know. It's like Sherlock Holmes' Whisper Kids. That's who it is, as opposed to Robin. But
anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, okay.
So Arrow, right? Anybody watching Arrow?
Yeah, I watched it.
Right. So
I'll stay out of this one.
I'll be honest. I can't be honest talking about it.
Well, wait. Okay. We don't have to go over the season of Arrow, but what I was talking about was predictions. So what we know is to be happening. So let me just talk about what's happening.
Felicity will be killed.
No. I was going to say
what brings.
No. I wasn't going to say that. What I was going to say is that him going off, right, for his sex honeymoon, right, is a lot of people saying longbow hunters. Now he's going to be having his own adventure, as Oliver Queen, but he's going to Coast City.
With what money? I don't get this. He went bankrupt. He has no job.
Well, Felicity runs Palmer Industries.
Well, so she's been siphoning off money. So
actually, Palmer's
she's
dead.
Doing a dodgy accountancy.
Well, Palmer's dead now. So yeah. Anyway,
he's not
right?
Dead.
We know he's not, but the world believes he's dead.
Oh, so
come on, Jamie, do the Lonely Man walk.
Yeah.
But
would have just like,
he did though. He did. He did. She signed the forms. No, he did. She signed the forms. But anyway, let's get back. Let's get back to what I was trying to say. So in the flashbacks for season 4, they said that they're going to be doing Coast City as well. So because we've already heard on Flash that this test pilot disappeared, what we also kind of see is that nobody seems to be hanging out at Ferris Air on the Flash. It's kind of like a mausoleum type of place. Like why? Maybe the spirit of it is gone. So in the flashbacks, my prediction is that Oliver Queen is going to be sidekicking with Hal Jordan. Good old highball Hal Jordan, action man. And he's going to have an adventure with him. And they're just keeping it on the down low right now. They might bring it up at Comic-Con. But he's going to be doing an adventure with Hal Jordan. Not Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. And everything that will replay in the future where Hal Jordan will be the one who disappeared.
Kind of like the way that they brought the Flash in the original Arrow. He was just a forensic investigator. He came in just to have a look at this crime.
Yeah.
Something with Hal Jordan. Maybe Oliver goes out drinking with Hal because Hal was he's a fly boy. He likes to drink.
Yeah.
Oliver likes to drink.
But he's also the man without fear. He's an action boy. I mean, if you think about Darwin Cook's New Frontier, I mean, I would have rather seen that Hal Jordan than any other one.
The thing about that, though, is like exactly in the Arrow timeline, exactly when would he have met Hal? Because it's not like when he came off the island, he was really, I'm going to go out drinking a bit.
Yeah, but he was, no, dude, he was in Hong Kong for like about 6 months.
Yeah, and then he got caught and then sent straight in.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is where they ended it with him going off to Coast City in the flashback. In the flashback, they said the flashback is going to take place in Coast City. So where he goes from Japan, it's Coast City.
Okay.
So there will be an event. I don't know what it is. There will be an adventure in Coast City. I'm just trying to say that would only have been like 3 years ago. So Hal Jordan, daring test pilot, action man, I think they could have an adventure together.
I'd like to see that.
Has Hal Jordan been cast?
Well, no. This is just a prediction because of the fact that, and it's a strong one because they said it, that in the flashback and in the present day, Oliver Queen is going to be in Cold City. Right. So that's clear. In Flash, they showed us Ferris Air and they told us about the test pilot. So what I'm just trying to say is that to get rid of the stink of Ryan Reynolds and everything, I think they're going to bring us action oriented.
Can we stop blaming Ryan Reynolds just for that catastrophe?
No.
Ryan Reynolds.
He'd be box office poison for 3 years.
Ryan Reynolds did not write that script, which was awful. Ryan Reynolds
got rid of Scarlett Johansson for that film.
What? So
they broke up because of what?
Oh, so you get with Blake Lively?
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson would not save that.
There is no way
you would. There was a very
you would
strong DC versus Marvel thing going on in that household.
If you, there is not one way you could improve that. If you got rid of Ryan Reynolds and put the most talented actor, whatever, into that role, that suit would still look idiotic. Everything else would have looked bad. Parallax would have still looked absolutely shit. That little teaser scene at the end would have still been...
talking about Green Lantern?
You know, the writing would have been bad still. The directing would have been awful.
Why are we talking about
it would still be shit. So,
okay.
you know,
yes, we agree.
Was not
but he made other films in those 3 years were also bad.
Yeah,
we agree.
Because of him.
But I think it's just Green Lantern here, so like, just stop with it. But
stop it. Anyway, so, alright. All I was just trying to say about the Arrow was that. So anybody else don't want to say nothing? I know Mayhead don't want to say nothing. But, I mean, any predictions?
No, I mean, I lost so much interest in Arrow.
That's so bad.
I preferred it if they did Guy Gardner instead. Because he would be a way interesting antagonist for the whole show. He's a superhero, but he's Guy Gardner.
I'd love to say...
Do you know Guy Gardner was the A-list of Captain America in the 1942 serial? There's a useless bit of trivia for you there. That it comes up.
It was pretty useless. But
no Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Also no shield and a gun.
Was that the one with the bike?
No wings on it. Yeah. No wings on his head. It was just like it looked like
It's,
sorry.
Okay.
I know you wanted to say something.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, you have you. You had to do it on the last show, did you? But
well, it's a special show.
Yeah, I know it is special, and you are special. So
special needs.
So anyway, that was pretty much DC. I mean, Marvel, Agents of Shield. Anybody watch that finale? Did you watch that finale?
Oh yeah. I like
Wait a minute. Did you not watch it, or did it not come on yet?
No, it's been on yet. I've still not watched it.
I've watched it, and I liked how they waited till the last 10 minutes to bring in a Scouser just to kill him after 5 seconds.
Whose Scouser was that?
Remember the guy that came up with Grant, and he says, he was a Scouser, and he's talking about how
one of the new bad guys,
and then he just kills him. Scouser, 5 seconds, dead.
Typical Scouser.
I bet you the Americans don't know that. And but speaking of that, did you like Shield?
Oh, I like that ending.
So, what do you think? Hold on. So, do you hold any opinion on whether or not Grant is going to become Taskmaster? Did you hear that rumor?
I didn't. I don't know Taskmaster.
I could see that. Yeah. I could very much see it, but
not with like the hood and the skull face, maybe. But I mean, what they're trying to say is as a trainer and.
But Grant never kind of like dawned on me that he had like the powers to mimic somebody.
But he is a fantastic fighter in his fight sequences. So I mean, like with him now saying, you know what, I'm not going to be a member of the gang. I want to lead the gang. So that's where they left us with him starting to form a league of bad guys and stuff like that. So
I'm
sorry, you probably haven't watched it.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm okay with spoilers because, as I said, I have a really bad memory, so it's not really too much of a problem for me. But what I like about Taskmaster is you never quite know where. Sometimes it's good, like when he led the Avengers Initiative. And he kind of he had all those kids, and he didn't really care about them, but he kind of wanted to get paid, so he looked after them. I like seeing him going up. He goes up against Captain America by learning his skills. Same with Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's got like one of those rare combat forms.
Yeah.
I know it's hard for anyone to fight against Spider-Man because it's purely instinctual. Yeah. So I don't, unless they're going to explain Grant kind of like getting some sort of like ability to mimic something. I don't see him being as Taskmaster.
Well,
if he does, he's got to get the ability somehow.
Well, I think what people were just saying is that because we got Inhumanity coming in season 3, that there's going to be all of these powers running around. On the one hand, we don't even know if Grant's an Inhuman or not. You know, I'm just saying we don't know. But what I'm just trying to say is that he's definitely going to be a leader of a new bad organization out for hire. So that's also kind of like what Taskmaster does, and I think that's probably why everyone went out. But Sky leading the Secret Warriors. What do you think about that?
Oh, we forget that. I like how in the show, like Grant was last year, where we were all friends and how good it was. Should we go back to that? And everybody goes, nah. Pretty much what all the audience of the show thinks. No, don't go back to that.
Right. So, but Sky leading the Secret Warriors. What do you think?
I like it. I mean, at last, I don't find Sky annoying like I used to. Like she's useful. Yeah.
Can I ask what about the depiction of Deathlock in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Do you like what they're doing there with the kind of...
No. I mean, I think they did it in a very realistic way. Yeah. You know, I mean...
I like how they picked Gunn from Angel to be...
Well, I think that's...
Yeah, but I mean, I don't...
Joss Whedon, really, kind of
Yeah.
Who hasn't worked in a while.
Yeah. How about But...
What's the something as well.
But also too is they've also established that there are different, like in the comics they established there are different Deathlocks. So he doesn't have to be your Luther Manning Deathlock from the Silver Age. So I mean, I think they did a really good job.
I liked the way that they did Deathlock. I couldn't be arsed with the soppy stuff. Oh, they got my son.
Well, they don't bother with it either.
They should have just wiped his emotions and just
exactly.
Like having program, and then Shield reprogramming him. I thought that might be. Sky reprogramming, and she could just put in a little bit of sort of like 90s child kind of like euphemisms because she's childish. And,
well, you know, also too is that they've also did something really bad to Simmons and everything. You know, so what do you think about that?
What did they do to Simmons again? I forgot.
Simmons got swallowed by the black goo.
Oh yeah,
the inhuman black goo that is only solid when humans are around and liquid when inhumans are around. So she goes into the room with the black goo. It's in a cage, and somebody, I don't know, the door was left open.
Left the door open, and then she got sucked.
And then she got like, that's how they ended the cliffhanger where.
So are they saying that Fitzsimmons is like a...
Well, they didn't say it, but that's where we're going.
Did you read the news over there just as you said that? Could there perhaps be that black goo?
No.
This whole place has more noises going on.
Yeah, exactly. It's very poltergeisty in here. Yeah. But like, no. She got swallowed up by the goo, and that's
swallowed up by the goo sounds like a 1950s rock song.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, it's kind of like drinking you like a milkshake. Yeah. But like, what I was going to say is that rumor has it that the goo actually is like a portal. Mm-hmm. So like it transported her somewhere.
So possibly to what's the Inhumans?
Well, no, because they call it Afterlife, the Inhuman base. But like the whole thing is that now that they've raided that and they killed off the mom. Well, see, that's what I was gonna say. Is that who knows? That's a good one.
I'm gonna miss Cal. I loved Cal, Sky's dad.
Oh yeah,
I loved him. Have you ever seen Portlandia?
Who?
Have you ever seen the show
Portlandia? No.
Because Cal's in it, and he's the mayor of Portland.
Oh really?
And his name is Mayor.
All right.
So even if he's not mayor anymore, everyone still calls him mayor because that's his only name.
I think.
And every time I see him, I'm like. I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, why doesn't he ever talk about his daughter on Portlandia? And now that they've wiped his memories, makes sense.
Are you trying to say that this leads to Portlandia?
I like to just make that
because his memory was wiped.
See, I kind of every time I see him, I just want him to ask for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that. I was waiting for Jamie to do it.
Whether it was the best cup of coffee he's ever had.
But the only thing I didn't like was we waited forever for him to turn into Mr. Hyde. And what happened was that he turned into the Frankenstein monster from that 60s movie that was the prequel to War of the Gargantuas.
Wow, that is a pull that I have no idea of. So
really bad effect.
Watch it. It was just a horrible design that they did when he finally hid it out, so to speak. He became this thin, big-headed,
Kind of just put a bunch of plastic on him, painted it over, and it says, he's Hyde.
I know they probably didn't want him running around in a green cape and all, but, I mean, they could have done a little bit more than, that.
Just really theatrically all the time going, Hi, Mr.
I'm so angry.
Sky, I'll save you.
Yeah.
He was kind of like I'm hulking out without hulking out. You know, he was hulking out without hulking out. But like, that was kind of weird. But no, it was good. I really loved that sentimentality though. I really loved his relationship with Sky. I thought that was like some of the best stuff though. You know, it's like I really like those moments. So anyway, so those are like the predictions that I'm seeing for those shows. I mean, we're not talking about Supergirl because we already talked about what we're hoping that will be.
I downloaded the pilot. I've not watched it yet, but I
should have said that on TV.
Yeah, no. They're upstairs.
Yeah, CBS is upstairs.
I'm sure our free audience members.
One is CBS.
One of them is CBS.
Well, yeah, one of them are CBS. I'm telling you,
sure you've not been pulled aside yet by
yeah, what are you talking about? I do not download anything.
I was on international waters, personally.
I go to America and I get my stuff.
Out into the sea.
Yeah, it's called We Transfer. What?
I use my 40.
It's like I looked at like these programs about superheroes who are defending against breaking the law, but the only way you can see them in some cases is by
They break the law.
It's
And they want you to. That's the whole point. They want you to. I mean,
the
you know what I
same
mean?
sense of irony as Daredevil not being released with closed captioning. It's so like a film about a blind lawyer not being able to be enjoyed by blind people. It's that sense of
So anyway, let's get to so even though
that would defeat the purpose of a blind person.
So even though like we skipped over like what's in your bag because we were like talking about that, but also too is that on today we don't like to date these things, but today is a special day for like two of the members of the cast here today. Is that it's not like wedding anniversaries. We're not married to each other.
No, that's
appeal to more
We're not married to
mainstream
each other.
audience.
Not like there's anything wrong with that.
I think I might move another couple of seats back just to really reinforce that point that it's not.
Exactly. That's why I didn't want you sitting here next to me, baby. But no. So James said, hey, why don't we talk about superhero couples? I like as a topic, because we usually pick a topic and everything,
So our ships and our OTPs.
Well, yeah, our ships. Talk about a ship, because like what it was the reason why what inspired that is that I tried to equate, Bruce Banks, him and his partner as being Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman, and he thought it was so insulting.
It really was.
I don't know why.
Invisible Woman isn't
Intelligent
really that
man.
loyal as a wife when you think about it.
What are you trying to say? Oh, because she's down swimming with the fishes.
Yeah, and then there's Black Panther, and then there's
What do you mean? And then there's Black Panther.
There's been a lot of men.
Wait. So wait. So when she was with Dr. Doom, she all of a sudden was able to have a baby, and Dr. Doom and Valeria, they had this connection.
Exactly, and then there's Black Panther, because in lots of
Well,
Fantastic
no
Four
Black
issues,
people around.
she's talking with the girls and how tempted she got by T'Challa a few times.
I bet she had a best from Reed Richards when she went back to him.
Yeah. Nobody can tempt it any more than Reed.
One of the biggest advances of being Reed Richards would be,
Yeah. I think that's what he just said. Jamie
I was trying to be a bit sort of like you.
Yeah, a little bit more clever. So who was your favorite super couple then, James?
My favorite ones, the ones that's close to my heart, is the Spider-Man Mary Jane thing.
Go get a tiger.
From that very first
You forgot you got married?
in comic books.
Your wife got taken away by Mephisto.
We're talking about comic book movies. We're talking about comic books here. We're not talking about real life. If it was about real life,
Wait, does she talk like her?
Who?
The actress from the first three Spider-Man films.
Oh man, he's talking about the hot Mary Jane in the four-color comic book.
Okay.
Yeah, number one, my wife's Chinese, so if she's so it'd be a very weird.
Wasn't Iron
it's
Fist
just
Iron Fist married to a Chinese woman at one point?
No, he had a black girlfriend.
But I'm
68.
That's what we all aim for. Let's be honest.
my favorite
I think
comic.
they all aim for Rosario
Did
Dawson.
you hear that one coming?
My favorite comic book couple
Yes.
is Spider-Man Mary Jane.
Yes.
From the very first moment that you meet them, there's that hesitation because they try and get them set up for all that issues where it's kind of like Spider-Man's avoiding this blind date being set up.
And they always draw it where she's hidden, her face is hidden.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like Basic Tiger, you just won the jackpot. That line in itself is just, and the drawing of it, Ditko, was it Ditko? Oh, no, it was Remark.
No, John Romita's seen it.
It was Romita seen it. That drawing is just like.
Well, he came from the romance comics.
Yeah,
Steve Ditko couldn't do pretty. It's it was like they all look.
Every single character that Steve Ditko draws, this kind of looks like they're probably having a conspiracy somewhere against.
Like they squeeze through, or like
They look like crystal meth. I think because, I mean, I dare say maybe Jane has done crystal meth at some point.
Sorry. That whole thing, and I even liked it when they got married. I did not have a problem with them being married.
Yeah, I had the wedding issue. Who didn't? Yeah.
Well, at Yankee, wasn't it the Met Stadium? I think Marvel had that big publicity thing where they had actors play. And the news crews turned up thinking it was. I think it was real.
They probably did. Yeah.
Wasn't it around the same? Was it around the same time as Superman and Lois Lane got married? Or
No,
that was.
Superman was like late 90s.
Yeah, it was.
I had the issue of that where he's carrying it through the air and everything.
Yeah. So that's my favourite couple.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you've got to go back to Superman and Lois Lane as being like the ultimate.
No, I think it's Batman and Catwoman.
Batman and Catwoman.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's my OTP.
You like your Pacific.
I mean, Alfred had a really good line in Gotham where he was commenting about Bruce's and Selina's relationship, and he says, "Is he asking her?" He's asked her if he was asking her out, and he says, "Why? What's wrong with that?" And Alfred goes, "Well, I think it's a bit strange that she has a penchant for a little too much leather, and that you're into it." And Bruce is like, "So?" That was amazing. I mean, they're 14.
Oh, wait a minute, you talking about on the Gotham?
Yeah, that's what he said on the Gotham.
I
It's so funny.
I really liked, the Hush. Was it the Hush storyline where it was Catwoman and Batman? They actually had the relationship. They tried to form a proper relationship, and he unveiled himself as Bruce. And I liked that whole. I do like Selina being with Bruce.
Yeah. Only thing was strange was in the Bride of the Demon. I think it was when Batman and Talia were supposed to have consummated, and he still had the mask on, but he was shirtless. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I do remember.
I got that too.
Yeah,
what's that all about, dude?
I mean, when you think about it, it is the most ineffective thing because she knows who he is anyway.
I know. Who's he hiding from? She knows who you
it
are.
was a request.
Yeah. Oh, please wear the mask.
Do you think that Batman never really commits to Catwoman all the time because they're sort of like she's afraid that people will be going over to him going, so have you got a bat in your belfry? So
Oh God! You got a bat in your
Justice
belfry.
League, the limited cartoon, right?
Yeah.
There was a very strong argument for Batman and Wonder Woman though throughout the show.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They
were pushing that, and the comics picked up on it, and I don't like it.
You didn't like it in the Justice
Well,
cartoon?
well, in the comics, and I just don't. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Superman and Wonder Woman makes more sense.
Yeah, totally. I just don't believe that. But they really pushed that in the comics and everything. Batman, Wonder Woman. So for me, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones.
Oh yeah.
Now, first of all, let me break it down for you. Oh, dear, like that, son. Right? So, like in Alias. Yeah.
You've seen like a porno version of this now.
Yeah, because I read Alias. You know,
Yeah,
Brian Michael Bendis.
So where's the porno version we can download?
No. Brian Michael Bendis' Alias. Have you not read it?
Oh, yeah, I bought it from the beginning.
Well, anyway.
I thought you actually knew like a
joking.
If there was one, I'd know about it.
He would.
Oh, did you see the Batman versus Superman porn?
No, come on, dude. You can't hold his ears for long. So anyway, no.
He's not even holding his ears.
I know he's not. But, no. Anyway, so Luke Cage and, Jessica Jones, they get together. You say, hey, yeah, baby. You know what I mean? It's all in the dark shadow.
Barry White playing there.
Yeah, baby, I'm about to give it to you now.
I mean, it's just like a karaoke version of it. So like,
it was a Max issue. It was a Max issue. So they did it like Quest for Fire.
it was like Jessica was feeling bad for herself when they drank some alcohol and didn't turn up at Luke Cage's door.
Yeah, but see what they tried. See what they tried to say was because Luke is unbreakable skin. Is that like Jessica Jones is like invulnerable? So like you
So
couldn't
she can
do it
take
for
it.
her. That's what I was trying to say.
Why would his independent, unbreakable skin actually add to the sexual adventure for her?
Dude.
I think it's just pure superhero sex is what he's going
Come on, man, we can't go there. I know we're on a explicit lyric.
If you're really going to go into Reed Rich, I mean, so like, let's go through the charts of superhero versus Sky.
I wasn't going down that road.
Reed Richards and Invisible Woman, yeah.
Invisible Woman. That'd be it. So, like,
Hey, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. What do you mean? I can't see
I can see
it.
where it's going.
I know, I can't.
you want to go
I can see
so
some.
small.
Oh, it's like it's like a clown balloon animal. Why did we go in there? Jamie, take us out. Take us out of this.
Reed Richards would probably be the laziest lover because it's not like he'd have to move to something. This guy is
Do anything. What the hell is going on?
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, this is what happens when it's like a party. Go ahead, Jamie.
I think.
Hold on, Jamie. Go ahead, Jamie.
I think Howard the Duck and Wendy. Even
Oh God! I know he's going to go there. You know, bestiality and the duck. I'm serious.
Which way, though?
But yeah, you're right though. I remember those issues.
I'm liking all of our reasons. I've gone for the romantic thing. You've gone for the bondage thing. You've gone for the pure exploit sex. So like they've just gone for weird. It's like
He went for
Was it ever in question I was going to do that?
Not really. No, not really. Quack
And the animatronics back for Lucasfilm were pretty good.
Oh, that's the film.
You're talking about the film. He's talking about the comic, man.
Well, no,
In the comic, it was a little bit more than the film.
Yeah. She.
Okay.
God.
Yeah, that's true.
She went downs on him.
Yeah, okay. I didn't say anything about that. So,
When she goes
wow,
up with
yeah.
feathers in her face.
Oh God, that's
so
living the
hell,
whole thing now.
But anyway, right. So that brings us down to an end because we're in a pool.
We've still got 15 minutes left.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
What is a different question? We can predict.
Well, let's get out of this pool of obscenity.
Who was the first comic
I go to church.
candidate you thought, God, she's a bit gorgeous. If it wasn't
Rogue.
Right?
Oh.
Okay.
Rogue was my
I didn't like the 90s Rogue.
No, that X-Men cartoon.
Yes.
The X-Men cartoon, Rogue in that.
Yes.
Husky voice and all.
Yeah, the voice.
Ever since then, I've had a bit of a thing for Cajun, kind of like the accents. It's just.
She wasn't Cajun. That was Gambit.
No, she had that Bontan. Southern. That's it.
Yeah, that's Southern. Yo, shit.
But isn't that Cajun?
No, Cajun is New Orleans. New Orleans, where it's like Bonnie make the, I don't know. Cajun is not.
It's all the same place.
Yeah, okay,
They're
it's from the
all
South.
having sex with
That's what you're trying to say.
How about you, Chase? Then who was your first comic book crush, so to speak?
I don't know. It's probably some magazine
Betty
that just happened. Yeah.
We're always in swimwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, pick it just as bad as a hot cheek. Pick one. Just pick one. Don't take
Look, dude. I always slapped Archie up, in my magazine. It was like Betty was the one. You don't choose between the, Betty and Veronica. There's no choice. That's kind of like choosing between
Laverne and Shirley.
I was gonna say Wilma and Betty and stuff from the Flintstones.
I would say the Olsen twins. They're thinking, they're old now. They're 26. It's not creepy now.
Yeah, it is because, Elizabeth Olsen is fine, but you know what I mean.
The
Olsen twins. We only know. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. The Olsen twins. We only know the Olsen twins when they were Olsen twins.
I never knew that back then. I only know them from the
How? They don't do anything. They made little movies and wear little suits and stuff
when they were that age,
I was films like when they were 17.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Never mind.
We can jump out of it now. We're going to jump out of it now.
I was at a horror convention once. Danielle Harris out of Halloween 4 and 5.
Oh, yeah.
Some fellow went in and said, I've had a massive crush on you for about 20 years, and I thought, she would have been around 6 then. I didn't realise we were at a horror convention.
Well, actually, hopefully he meant when they did that horrible Rob Zombie Halloween.
God.
1 and 2 when she was an adult. Hopefully.
But the creepiest, the creepiest one I heard was one of our mates. We were just sat around talking, and it was about 3 years ago, and he was like, that girl, that hit girl, she's really so I go, dude, you cannot say that. No, she must be 18 now. It's like, dude,
she must be 18 now.
She is not 18.
She just
how long's left?
She turned 14 at the time. You cannot say that. That was the
I'll be honest, I was always partial to Firestar from Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends.
She was not bad.
Jessica Jones.
Yellow skin tight. Iceman's gay. Iceman's.
Okay.
That's just weird.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Black Cat. I thought Black Cat was.
I thought that's what you were gonna say was Black Cat.
Yeah, I love Black Cat.
Black Cat was amazing because that relationship with Spider-Man. Because when I was trying, that relationship with Spider-Man was really good because she didn't care anything at all about Peter Parker. She only cared about the mask.
Was it?
Did you read the issue where they both commented on how they were the best sleigh they each had?
Yeah. No, I did not actually.
But do you think?
Google it when you get in.
Do you think the reason why they made? I mean, you've got to see the similarities between the Black Cat Spider-Man relationship and the Batman Catwoman relationship.
I do.
It's a bit too obvious there. But what about Batman himself? They're just pure horniness. It's just like, we just cannot stop having sex. When we're around each other, we just got bone.
What about
yeah, no, that's what.
What about the Thing and She-Thing?
No. You think about like Silver Sable. He's talking about Silk St. John or whatever.
The one that was trapped by.
But what did she have like a mole or something like that?
I don't know.
Anyway.
What about the Thing and She-Thing? Remember the She-Thing from the mid-80s?
See, this is the problem with the 80s.
She looked like Pat Butcher. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. But did you see in the updated Fantastic Four when they went through when they went on a journey for 4 seconds and they got replaced by a new Fantastic Four with the Ant-Man and stuff? That it wasn't Sharon Van Trier. Who was the girl with the pink hair that was wearing the She-Thing outfit? She was cute.
And she used to get pissed off at like fellas wolf whistling it, and then she turned into the She-Thing and she liked it more than she was.
See,
I'm
a bit lost too.
When
Don't
you
worry about it.
when you mention She-Thing, all I've got in my head is like the front cover is just a picture of the Thing in like a pinafore.
No, that's not about right. No,
with a feather duster kind of like.
No. Anyway, anyway, let's move out of that zone, right? Give me that magazine with the superhero special.
Are there sweets there, or have I got those daily glasses?
No. So anyway, and this is a really great way to end this show because by the time this comes out, hopefully we'll be back. But this is the superhero special.
Thank you very much for tearing the bag completely open.
Well, at least he didn't fold the pages like me. Right? At least he didn't fold the pages, but this is my magazine and I can do whatever I want. Right? So anyway, look at that. Oh, yeah, straight out of Compton. But so Ant-Man, I mean, this is great. Again, playing off of the Ant-sized trailer. We were looking at this and with the special where Hope Van Dyne looks like she got a relationship with Yellow Jacket and everything. And but I can't wait for that. Everybody, can you wait?
So we know Ant-Man's in Civil War now, don't we?
Yes, Ant-Man is in Civil War. He's being shot now in Civil War and everything like that. And check that. And like also what we got here is we got Deadpool has finished filming. Looking good. Looking good, guys. Deadpool. So hopefully,
chewy, sweet in there.
Yeah, exactly. You took that time to do that. So hopefully, what we're getting now is Ryan Reynolds getting out of the curse that Brooks Banks said. Can we stop blaming him for Green Lantern? Hopefully, we can when we watch.
It'll be his comeback after 3 years of box office poison. He'll be back.
You gotta say that test footage sums up Deadpool perfectly. If they do it half as well as that, I am going to be happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, what I would love to see is for him to bounce around the Marvel Universe now. It's like, if it's successful, I would love to see him just kind of like just bounce around in different films, kind of like out of the frames and, and doing all kind of craziness.
Just what?
Yeah. Hey guys,
they can't use it, but so like every now and then when somebody in like the Avengers movies, shall we get something to eat? Somebody just shouts, "Chimichanga!" Kind of. Maybe that thing would be quite interesting to do.
Now also though, you can't do what I just said in a sense because Deadpool is a Fox property, isn't it? Yeah. So that means Deadpool can only show up
and I think they said he is going to anyway in Apocalypse and Fantastic Four. Isn't that true?
I can't.
Because those are Fox properties. He can't show up in Infinity War or anything like that.
His character does not fit the Fantastic Four, apart from if he's trying to join the Fantastic Four.
Let me be fair. We're wearing the Fantastic Five.
Yeah, and he turns up with sort of like the head of the mole man and kind of like goes, "Look, guys, look, I killed the mole man." We don't do that.
I wonder if Herbie the Robot ever turn up in a Fantastic Four film. I've got my fingers crossed, I will be honest, you know.
It'd be really, really funny if they can.
I kind of want Deadpool to comment on Stan Lee if he turns up in X-Men and in Deadpool says, "Hey, I know you."
Yeah. And that would be a really cool way of starting Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe or like the Fox Universe. Basically, Stan Lee turns up and Deadpool's like, "I recognise you. You created these. Hold on, wait a second." And then he breaks the fourth wall.
Or in like Deadpool 2, he just grabs Stan Lee and says, "I'm sick of you. Get out of it."
Goes out and kills Bryan Singer.
Yeah, exactly. Because Bryan Singer did say that Apocalypse is his last film.
Who was it that directed Wolverine Origins with the original?
Gavin Hood.
Yeah.
I would love a breaking the things where he kind of like he just goes out and finds
You almost ruined it.
the writers of all that. And go, so that would be brilliant.
Yeah, so we never really actually talked about we probably only got a few minutes left. We never talked about the X-Men Apocalypse. Actually, we never.
I'm completely nonchalant about it. I did not
even now looking at their big extended cast.
How much is Matthew Vaughn involved in it? Because the last X-Men film, Singer just basically used Vaughn's structure and made his film around it. And the only scene he changed was the Quicksilver scene, which was great. So if he doesn't have Vaughn's structure, does that mean he'll go back to his old structure, which I don't want?
Well, see, the thing about it, though, is that you got to think about the fact that Singer picking up on Days of Future Past was kind of like because of the success of First Class, which he didn't do, meaning that he's like, well, look, this is set in the 60s, now Future Past set in the 70s, so I'm going to follow your model. But now that he's going to do his own model for the 80s with Apocalypse, he's really actually trying to rewipe and redress what Brett Ratner did to his stuff in Last Stand. So, I mean, if anything, like they said that Ian McKellen is going to be in Apocalypse, but there's been no confirmation of Patrick Stewart. So, I mean...
Is that your sign language for Patrick Stewart?
Yeah, it was.
Ian McKellen.
I didn't do that. I did not do that. But,
One thing, I hated Days of Future Past. It was boring. I didn't really like it in any way, shape or form. And for this Age of Apocalypse thing, I saw the pictures of Sansa, the girl who plays Sansa Stark in
Jane Grey.
I thought it was Jane Graham. Well, I just feel it.
Jean Grey.
It's a Jean Grey account.
She's playing Jean Grey.
Yeah, no, I like the look of it. I thought that was quite an interesting thing. But I don't think Bryan Singer's directing style is the best thing for.
With Singer up to Days of Future Past, he did that auteur thing where he had a really specific style. Once he saw First Class pull off what he did, he completely abandoned his old style and just pretty much just did what Vaughn did. If he sticks to Vaughn, or at least has Vaughn come in to do the initial structure of the film, because Vaughn's amazing at structure, if he has him do that, then Apocalypse will be good. Although I still prefer First Class to Days of Future Past because of the soundtrack, because Singer brought his own soundtrack to get his own fingerprint.
But what's really interesting is X-Men 2 with Nightcrawler. That Nightcrawler sequence in the White House was amazing. And it's now reminding me of the same thing he did with Quicksilver when you just said that. It's reminding me that Singer blows his wad before the film's over. I bet you if I really push my brain into figuring out what Superman Returns, there had to be one classic scene.
I love
that was the classic one?
I think that was a classical one. Because what you've got to think about the physics stuff that they brought into it as well. They actually, he lifts the wing up, and the engine. He doesn't really. I don't know why. He doesn't. Doesn't
he bring the plane down like top down? I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's holding it.
Well, wouldn't people in the plane be going?
Because they've got seatbelts on.
Still.
The seatbelts around the waist.
Do you know? My problem with that I think he's a very bland director. I think when he's working in tandem with the screenwriter who's good, like with Usual Suspects.
Simon Kinberg.
Yeah, I think he can do good, but I think when he's left his... I mean, Superman Returns was boring. It was, for me.
It was boring.
Speaking of Superman fan, I mean, the key...
Just punch somebody.
Well, the thing I didn't like...
Well, I hated that whole, like, we had a kid and you know...
The super stalker moment.
Super roofies.
The super stalker thing.
Yeah,
And that's exactly it. Wasn't that... I mean, basically, if Lois Lane, at the end of Superman 2, she has her memory erased, all of a sudden, she has Superman's kid. Now, if you can't remember anything that happened between you and Superman, would you be, oh, I can't believe I slept with Superman? Superman raped me.
No, man, they had sex in the fortress. Don't you remember the first movie?
She can't remember
the super kissing. What I didn't like about this, nobody he flies out into outer space and closes his eyes because he can hear everyone calling for his help, and then he flies straight back to Metropolis. He could have gone to anywhere in the world to solve anyone's problem. He goes to stop Lex Luthor's robbing jewellery again. Also, why is Lex Luthor into land schemes? It's a property development.
Because of the first movie with Gene Hackman, who wanted to, like, you know,
but that was the problem with Superman Returns. It was all
about honor
trying to capture Superman 1 and
Yeah,
doing it a
yeah.
really bad job.
As he thought, honoring Richard Donner.
And let's talk about consistency for a second. Superman manages to pick up a rock the size of an island made out of kryptonite and managed to climb up with a kryptonite dagger pointing to his heart all the way around it, and he just falls from the sky. He goes up there. Gravity somehow still grabs him from the freaking regions of space.
Well, it did it for Iron Man, didn't it?
Well, yeah, it did, but there was the nuclear blast that kind of like put the shockwave would have.
Also,
sure.
Yeah.
Also, there's other things going on there that we don't know about yet. But
what?
I can't really say.
What, Stanley? What?
Is this going to be another Doctor Who ends this big thing? Or?
Yeah, Doctor Who comes in and saves it all timey-wimey style.
Not quite. I was at the Comic Con yesterday, and I went to the one in Manchester as well. I've got some photographs that you can put on.
Right.
I haven't been home yet, that's why.
He went to the Liverpool Comic Con, yeah.
And Manchester. Well, Scott Derrickson, who's directing Doctor Strange, has said that Doctor Strange's influence and the powers he assimilates have been in the Marvel Universe before, but we haven't picked up on it yet, but things are going to be explained in the film. So, things that people are saying, God, that's a bit of a coincidence. It might be, but there's kind of...
Well, like what, Jamie? Like what? Don't stretch it out. We're at the end of the show.
Those people were going to talk about it.
Okay, well, for instance, Iron Man, exactly what you brought up there, Iron Man being falling back was a part of Doctor Strange approaching the Chitauri and not being in full power yet, but still. You
mean Doctor Strange grabbing with the Crimson Bands and Sidorak?
Yeah, like he's put a sort of psychic safety net there. Until he gets his full powers, then he can do more. Also, Doctor Strange is going to become so omnipotent in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a bit like the Hulk. The Hulk becomes too powerful and stuff like that. Yeah. And one of the Infinity Gauntlet stones are in the eye of.
Everybody thought about that. Yeah. Which one? The time one, or?
I'm presuming it is.
It's garbage time, doesn't it?
Well, the time and reality, isn't it? Time and reality. So I think a lot of people speculate. Yeah, I think a lot of people speculated that it would be the Reality Stone because of the whole Steve Ditko or Jim Steranko, Doctor Strange kind of scenario. Yeah. So I mean that's a possibility. So what you're trying to say is that Doctor Strange has been around during the Avengers stuff, same way that the same Spider-Man's been around.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we just didn't see them.
Yeah, exactly. And they said something about just Loki becoming Odin. Loki isn't as powerful as what he thinks, and he's being watched as well. That ties into the Doctor Strange film.
Do you think that's going to be kind of like a Dormammu or sort of like something like Dormammu?
Possibly, yeah. I think it might be connecting the two worlds too.
So you reckon it's going to be like Loki's being watched, or is Loki being influenced by an outside force kind of thing?
Well, I mean.
Well, you know that's interesting because Loki spent his time in the other dimensions, and I'm trying to think about what that dimension was called. Not Hela. Well, Hela. Yeah, actually, Hela. You know, with the Niflheim, I guess it is. So there might be those elements into it as well. So that's interesting. So all right, so Jamie was at the Comic-Con and everything like that. So that's cool. And Scott Derrickson was there talking about.
Well, Scott Derrickson was via satellite link up. So
well, obviously he's not coming to Liverpool, but like
Manchester. But
so he was talking about Doctor Strange. We were just asking that, like, did they start shooting Doctor Strange or?
Yeah, they've started. It's in Pinewood Studios. They showed a lot of production artwork from it, and they showed.
So even though like Cumberbatch's time is busy, they've been shooting around him.
Yeah, all the previs stuff is
ready
to go, and he's going to wear like a variation on the classic costume, and then like more like the black one as it goes on.
Hopefully not the black one.
Well,
not with the mask.
No, not that one. No, the one he's got like the kind of like more Dracula like. It's got like black with the red.
Yeah.
Stuff. It does look really good. I mean, Tilda Swinton as well has been cast as the
Claire.
One. Now the great one.
The great one.
Who's playing?
Tilda Swinton. They've made
a woman instead of a man.
Yeah, they've made so she's going to be again. The great one is connected to the Bifrost in the Thor mythology. So.
Right.
This has become very.
But no, that's really good.
That makes this podcast great.
Yeah, that's
exclusive.
Exactly, and it also time wise it gets rid of all of that nasty stuff we were talking about.
We're 5 minutes over, so
okay,
just one last thing. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
big gap now between when they come back from the next season and when the next goes. What as a comic book fan who wants to watch something on TV, what do you recommend to fill in the gap between the next series of Flash and Gotham? And all
So
we go.
Go ahead,
Jamie.
I love Arrow, but you're talking about
something to watch in between it. So
something that's on the TV now, or
movies, TV.
In the summer, what's coming up?
Like,
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Okay.
Yeah,
I recommend getting a Superman anthology Blu-ray, the Christopher Reeve ones. That would be fantastic. That would sort of satisfy.
Well, you do have to watch Superman 4.
Well, I just watch it for a laugh, you know. It's like Superman's what Elvis has his fans. Elvis made bad records, but you still love it because it's Elvis. It's the same with Superman 4.
Right,
You know,
okay.
I mean, Superman 4 is clearly the don't pass me by of superhero movies, but it's got Christopher Reeve in.
I like to play the game of how many scenes have been repeated and used before, like some sort of dodgy Japanese cartoon.
There's only one scene in the entire film. I think that's
it was just that one scene of Superman flying towards the camera.
Yes.
What do you
Well, one I was gonna say is that Walking Dead, the spin-off series starts in like about a couple of weeks, I think.
Really? Is it?
They're playing it over the summer. They said so. Is it in like about? Is it June or July? Because I heard that it is. I heard that it is playing in the summer. So and that's pretty much like a comic book thing. But what my plan was is that like in July when Hall H happens, San Diego Comic-Con, to do a special around that. Even though we have to watch it online, but I think that will confirm a lot of the predictions that we're doing, and also it would be like. So what is coming? We actually will see, like Legends and, like I said, the new trailer and all that. So yeah.
Well, if other people haven't watched it, I reckon they should watch Powers.
Oh, I have watched it, and I do got it, and
So
I have
it's
watched
good.
it. Yeah. Well.
I mean, okay, think of it in the terms of adaptation. There's three forms: there's analogy, there's commentary, and there's transition.
Well. I like. Them changing Dina Pilgrim into a black girl. I like that. Even though I like the girl that they got playing Retro Girl, to me, in Powers, when I first read Powers, Retro Girl was Who Killed Retro Girl. So they have an older version of Retro Girl and a younger version of Retro Girl. So I don't know which one gets killed, but neither of them got killed by the time I was watching the show. And I don't think Sharlto Copley is Christian. I don't think he's the big Christian that I've seen in the comics. So
see, I like it in the terms of the Mask comic and the Mask movie is completely different.
Yeah.
So the Mask comic, like the guy's a total sociopath, but in the film he's Jim Carrey. But they're still good in their own mediums.
So
but he's a more likable one, whereas in the comic you want him to.
I do like it, and I heard they're getting a second season.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I do like it. I haven't finished it, but I have been watching it. Have you been watching it? No.
No.
It's on PlayStation.
Let me sell it to you. Instead of
you don't need to sell it. I'm a big fan of Powers.
You haven't watched it.
It's not like
it's
Powers.
done.
That's the thing. No, I have to sell it to you because it's not like the comic. It works more on the terms of it's about superhero celebrity culture and their egos and people that don't have superpowers and just have robot parts and their egos playing towards each other.
Right,
it really builds on that like psychological level.
And it has a lot of new characters as well. That was the other thing. It had characters.
Oh, one to look out for. Yesterday showed scenes from the Guardians of the Galaxy cartoon. That's coming.
Yeah,
that looks fantastic. It looks funny and that's all.
I
think DC with kids cartoons, like the kids ones, and I do watch them. I watch Ultimate Spider-Man, and his actually pretty good. And Hulk Smash, Agents. Smash is actually
Marvel.
Jackson loves the Spectacular Spider-Man, don't you, Jackson? Jackson. Okay.
That was by Greg Weisman. That was
my recommendation.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
My recommendation to kill the time between all these TV series is there's a series on Netflix called Attack of the Titans, and it's a Japanese animation series done based on a manga comic book. And I'm 8 episodes in, and I can't wait to get home and start and watch the rest of them all in one film.
Is it kung fu or?
No, it's I don't really. It's about these giant humanoid things.
I don't like giants.
Eating humans, but it's what I like about it. The animation style is so amazing, and with a lot of these kind of things, it's always really good. But there's a big budget live action movie coming up, currently in production over in Japan.
Please tell me M. Night Shyamalan isn't connected to it in any way.
No.
But if they manage to capture half of what's in the animation and the comics, it is going to be a cinematic treat.
Brilliant. Wait, let me. And I think people should also watch Last Man on Earth.
I watched the first episode, and I'm surprised it's still going.
No, I like it because the guy is just is not the one that you want to be the last man on Earth. He's like a complete slob, logical level.
Tell them to wait 5 minutes on that. All right, so you were talking about Last Man on Earth. Sorry about that.
So there's a psychological level where the second he's trying to kill himself, other people turn up. So the whole thing, everybody else antagonizing him, might just be him keeping him from. Keep making himself insane so he doesn't kill himself, and they all antagonize him because he hates himself so much he can't fantasize himself having a good life.
Yeah, it's not Wire the Last Man.
No, that was a really when he said.
Yeah, I'm just
saying. I was hoping it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me.
That would make a great TV series.
I think so too, but this,
It has to be.
What about the news about the Fly becoming a Netflix TV? I know that's not strictly a TV superhero thing, but they're going to do a 12-part.
Why 12 parts? You don't need 12 parts to tell that story.
I think it's going to take
one entire episode where he's picking a nail.
Anyway, so we just wanted to thank you guys for watching.
Thanks.
I know they brought their comics and everything, and it was a great time. And then season 3, season 4, look out for it. We'll try and put some things in between and everything like that. But looking forward to the new year. All right.
Yep. Same bat time, same bat channel.
I knew he'd give it to me.
Hell no!
And until next week, the balcony is closed. Good night.
Essential. Essential.